Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. I hope that you guys are doing okay this morning. As you come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I've been kind of lacking on my videos because I've been busy, but I've been doing, lives, but I haven't had the opportunity to kind of do these. I'm kind of behind, but I did a live yesterday evening, last night rather, and a player code had revealed that, and I think he had actually did a I think he had actually did a video on it, that CEO Teezy and Big 30 are beefing, you know. And I think another young man had put that into my chat too, but um, you know, it just, hey, with both of them being from Memphis, okay. And I find it weird, that they would be beefing because I thought that they were all pretty cool. You got straight drop. Straight drop is the common denominator. You know, we know that Big 30 um, is real cool with straight drop. He actually um, um, they did some music together. Right after Dolph was assassinated, we started seeing Big 30 and when Straight Drop started putting out, music. Um, and but CEO Teezy is allegedly the head of Trulia Mafia at this point. I think he proceeded the two brothers. When J Money was unfortunately killed, I think he proceeded him. And, there have been so many rumors in the past about, CEO Teasy supposedly had ran off with Straight Drop's money. I don't know. We know Straight Drop, he got a lawyer, a paid lawyer now, but it's been almost a year, and everybody was saying they thought he would have had a lawyer before then. We don't know if that was a play because they had to get Cornelius his lawyer and they wanted to wait to get Straight Drop his lawyer. But the rumor is, or was, that supposedly CEO Teezy ran off with Straight Drop's money, and CEO Teezy, well, Straight Drop was CEO Teezy's top hitter, allegedly, or right hand man. Okay. And to see that, like I said, the rumor is now him and Big 30 is beefing. Is quite interesting. It's quite interesting. People have been saying that. I've been hearing Big 30's name come up quite a bit, and I'm gonna get into that, as far as, because I heard somebody say allegedly he and Two Times are beefing. I don't know about that. I don't know if he and Two Times are beefing, but I think it's just interesting all the way across the board because Big 30 is signed up under Bread Gang. And we know that before they started scrubbing and he started disassociating himself, that at some point Moneybag Yo was affiliated with Trulia Mafia, because the rumor is that the two brothers are his cousins, that their mother is his aunt. Somebody has gotten in my chat and said that the mother is actually his cousin too, but there is some type of blood relation, right? Now they've started scrubbing a lot of those pictures off of the internet. Um, they're very hard to find of him hanging out with Trulia Mafia before he actually blew up Moneybag Yo. But I find that interesting because Teezy is now the head of Trulia Mafia. And we know that Straight Drop came out of Trulia Mafia. Um, the rumor is that Trulia Mafia was the hitman for a certain label. That's the rumor. I don't know if it's true, but they were the go-to hitmen for a certain record label. So I think it's gonna be interesting. The I.e. Straight Drop took out Young Dolph. And we do know that Young Dolph's assassination was a paid hit. I guess now we're just waiting to see when all the smoke clears who actually paid for the hit. Okay, a lot of people are saying that they don't have to wait until the smoke clears to know who paid for the hit. They're saying they know who paid for the hit. But I think it's interesting, if they are beefing, this is gonna be interesting. I don't think Big 30 want none of Teezy. Teezy gets free get out of jail free cards. As I said before, I had worked for the sheriff's office. I worked for both police departments a total of 20 years. I had never seen a case where somebody like Teezy have those type of charges and get out on a ROR, released on recognizance. Okay, I don't know if it was an oversight. I don't know. Even if the jail was overcrowded, they don't just let somebody with Tease's charges out on a ROR like that. Okay, so then I thought, well, because it was so unbelievable to me, I was like, well, let me just go to and see if Teasy he ain't got no history, no, criminal history. Shit. He had a history as long as popular. So I was like, well, no, that ain't it. So, maybe the magistrate down there either was drunk, or it was an oversight, or Teasy just favored by God, or something. And the list could go on and on. It goes on and on. Maybe he favored by God. That's got to be it. Because we all of us got some type of grace and favor. But that was definitely an oversight. And I said that to say this, with that type of favor, Big 30 might not want to go up against that, because um, Teasy is supposed to be in jail right now, or at least he was supposed to get a big bond, and that didn't happen. So I don't know if Big 30 want to mess with that, especially if he been doing some dirt. Because I don't think Teezy gonna have no problem with burying him. Okay, I just don't believe that he would. Um, but it's interesting to know that they are beefing, and I'm definitely interested to know what it's about. And this is my feeling, I believe that it might be about Straight Drop. Straight Drop came up with a lawyer. I wonder who got him that lawyer. We know Teezy ain't did it. He didn't do it in a whole year almost. And it ain't like he ain't got no money, because Teezy got a lawyer for his case. He got the Warden brothers. Andre Warden is his um lawyer now. Now Andre Warden and them dad, it used to be, that's the former Mayor AC Warden. We know he wasn't worth a damn, and as a lawyer they say he wasn't worth a damn. But they actually say the boys are pretty good. The Warden brothers are pretty good, and they don't come real cheap. Okay, so you know Teaser got him a lawyer. Like I said, Andre and them pretty cool. Andre Warden and them. So he ain't paying a cheap dime. It ain't what Art Horn would charge, because Art Horn has aligned himself with the celebrities. But Andre and them don't come cheap. Okay, real cheap. So he actually went and got himself a lawyer. And I don't think Andre and them had nothing to do with him getting out on the ROR. That was a miraculous act. I just, for the life of me, I have not been able to wrap my mind around it, because in the 20 years that I worked for the police department, I had never seen that. Somebody with a criminal history like CEO Teezy, and the charges that he had, and he get a get out of jail free card. Now I don't know what's gonna happen in court. If he walk out of court, then hey, I already know that he is very much the prodigal son. Like I said, so either way it go, Big 30 ain't want to go up against that, because he can't win. Okay, because Teasy got some pulling some rabbits out of his hat. Okay, and I find it weird. Like I said, it would be interesting to know what the beef is about, but I don't know what it's about, if it's going on. But I bet it all lies in the world of Straight Drop. Okay, it all lies in the world of Straight Drop. You know. So this is going to be interesting. Like I said, the last thing they want to do is be threatened Teasy. Okay, because Teezy got the ears of somebody. It seemed like to me. And it ain't gonna be favorable for them. But I don't know, because Teezy had posted on his Twitter before he deleted it that he had been hanging out with a bunch of millionaires, and he was about to hit the millionaire status. He said he had been hanging out in New York, but just because somebody say they hanging out in New York, don't mean that they hanging out in New York. He could have very well been in his damn living room, like I said, with his feet propped up. Okay, with the bottom of his feet crusty, wishing he was in New York. But hey, he said he had been hanging out with millionaires. I wonder who those millionaires were, because if you look at uh Yo Goddess page, he had been back for us in New York this summer too. So maybe him and Teezy didn't see each other. I don't know. It could have been for something else. I didn't see Teezy around him when he was in New York, but hey, I find all of that weird. You have to take a see Teezy as the type that like to put a lot into the atmosphere, but I tell you what he hadn't put into the atmosphere. He had not touched Dolph's situation at all, not publicly. I don't even know if he's even made any subliminals publicly as it relates to Dolph. Okay. I don't even know. So, like I said, this is going to be interesting. I think Big 30 need to stand down, because, if I've been hearing people say that he has kind of been in the midst of quite a bit of stuff. I don't trust his CEO like that. His CEO, especially if he's into it with Teezy. Um, but then hey, I think a lot of the Trulia members really like Straight Drop, because they say he was their go-to hitter. He was the main assassin. Okay. So allegedly. So but I think it's a shame before God, though. But if he messed him over, he might not be as favorable in the eyes of a lot of them anymore. Okay. Especially when him getting these get out of jail free cards. You never really even know what that is about. But hey, I would have to say this: if he was not involved in this, which I just don't see him allegedly being the head of an organization at this point and not being. Okay. But if he was not involved in this, why wouldn't he tell it? Hell, I think he should tell it. I think he should tell everything he know. Ain't no need of him going to jail for the rest of his life with the rest of them. But I think that CEO 30 might need to be careful, because at some point his CEO had an affiliation with them, a deep affiliation with that gang, a blood affiliation. Okay. So, he need to be careful with that. I'm not saying that he's real cool with Teezy, because I think Teezy's couldn't the only one of them that you really ever seen Teezy with at some point or another was Big Jook. Okay, and you hadn't even seen that, and those were old pictures. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. I like I said, I would love to know. I really believe it lies in the world of Straight Drop. That's what I think. I think that's what the beefing is about. Um, what and probably them get out of jail free cards. Now, I mean, they can mess with him if they want to, but Teezy seems to be the prodigal son. They ain't gonna win with that one. I'm telling you, they ain't gonna win. It seems that he's got the right people. He might have the right people's ear. Okay. And it ain't good for them, because a lot of them are not on the favorable side. I'm telling you what I know, they ain't. And they ain't gonna win. And they especially probably ain't gonna win if they going against Teezy. Because I'm still trying to, a person who worked in the midst of that for 20 years. And I just been gone for 3 years. I don't think nothing has changed that much in 3 years where somebody with Teezy could get a ROR, walk out of jail without a bond, okay? That wasn't supposed to happen. It ain't never happened unless it was an oversight and the magistrate was paid off. Because magistrates are, because everybody want to put everything on the Memphis Police Department because they don't know the judicial system. A magistrate or pretrial did that. Okay. Magistrates are not judges, they are lawyers that are appointed to act in the capacity of judges that work downstairs in the jail after hours to decide if a person will get a bond or not. If they don't give them a bond, they have to go to court before a real judge. You would have thought that with Teezy's charges, that's what he would have had to do. So I don't know if Big 30 gonna win this one if this is what's going on, because Teezy seemed to have a lot of favor. Okay. But what the interesting thing is, it seems to well, not seems to, I bet that it all lies in the world of this young dog situation that surrounds straight drop, because Big 30 is always talking about free straight drop, you know, and they've done music together, and CEO Teezy, okay. I have not really heard CEO or seen CEO Teezy say a whole lot about straight drop. Um, it don't mean he haven't. I just had not seen it on his social medias. But that straight drop was supposedly his right hand man. Okay. So this is all gonna be interesting. But I think CEO 30 needs to go and sit down because with I, he don't really know where he stands. His boss stands with that, because we do know his boss was affiliated and was probably in truly a mafia at some point. If not, he was just affiliated because of his cousins, the two brothers, and he don't and then, like I said, there's a rumor that he allegedly he might be beefing with two times. I don't know anything about that. That was just something that I that was in the YouTube streets. I don't know, but I hope that he's not. If Because if he's beefing with all of these people, and all of these people have some type of affiliation, that makes him very vulnerable. I hope they ain't lining him up to get some insurance money. Okay. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I just don't think he's gonna win with messing with Teezy. Okay, I just don't, because Teezy seems like he got some favor from somewhere. And I ain't talking about with nobody in the industry. I'm talking about with the people some people outside of the industry. Okay, so that's gonna be interesting because, like I said, Teezy get out of jail free cards. I'm getting ready to see if let me see if the system is up, because Teezy got a court date. Okay, he's got a court date, and um, they keep pushing his court date back, and that's, I mean, that's nothing spectacular, because attorneys do that all the time, and Teezy is on the outside, so I'm sure that he's happy that they keep pushing the court date back. That's the longer he gets to stay out, but he might get to stay out anyways. He walked out of jail on ROR with the type of charges that he had and the type of criminal history that he had. So hey, this is interesting. This stuff gets more and more interesting. It is, but I had always said that they will probably um that a lot of this would happen, because one thing for sure, people can say what they want to. um don't nobody want to go and do a life sentence. Even the people that do crimes, they don't feel like they're supposed to do a life sentence. They feel like they're supposed to terrorize. But especially somebody who ain't never spent a whole lot of time in jail. Hell, if he ain't if you ain't did nothing, or wasn't affiliated with a crime, why should you have to go do a life sentence? So, you know, like I said, all of this is going to be extremely interesting. Hold on, I'm trying to see. Here it is right here. Let me pull it up for y'all. Let's see his court date. Let's see. He's got possession. But if you look at it, because it seemed like he had more charges at first, but you have to look at the levels of those felonies. They are class. Now that theft of property 10 to 60, that is on the higher end of a felony. But these class D's and class E's, they're low felonies, and that's a misdemeanor A. That's a high misdemeanor. It looks like his lawyers has got some of these charges dropped down, um because it seemed like to me he had more charges at first, and they were not, all of them were not class D's and class E's. um Let me see. I forgot about, he had that subpoena, but he's got to go back to court on, because he had a court date for a preliminary hearing on the 10th, and of course it was continued, and he's got to go back on November the 4th. So it's going to be interesting to see, but it looks like, because see this right here, it just blew my mind. He was released on own recognizance. That's what you call a ROR. And Teezy got a history. Okay, he had felony drug arrest, but it looks like, okay, well, that class E is a felony drug arrest. Okay, but the most serious one that's showing here, because at first he had more, is that class C felony. Okay, that's the most serious one, that tend to, the stolen car. More than often, a theft of property 10 to 60 is a stolen car, a stolen vehicle. So that's the most serious one he got. The rest of them carry what, 2 to 5 years. The class E and class D felony, and that, you know, he's got a misdemeanor, possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a misdemeanor A. So he's got to go back on November the 4th. So that's going to be extremely interesting. But I think that Big 30 needs to stand down. Okay, because um, I don't think he can win against Teezy. Um, it seemed like to me Teezy got the people sis on his side. I don't know though. Somebody. But it's gonna be interesting. I think more and more is gonna start to come out. I think they're gonna start scattering out anyways as time go on. Because when it's all said and done, ain't nobody want to go do no 60 years for being involved in the assassination of a famous rapper. Okay. So you'll start to see more people turn on each other. Okay. Because some of these, hey, anyways. But that's interesting. But like I said, I think that if this is true, it all lies in the world of this situation with Young Dolph, which is straight drop situation. That's what I think. Because from the beginning, the rumor was Teezy did not do what he was supposed to do for straight drop. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see. Okay. All right, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please hit the subscribe button. You know, a lot of people like to come over here and get the gems, but they don't necessarily like to subscribe. Please subscribe. I would appreciate it if you do, but definitely hit the like button. It helps the video to circulate. And do me a favor and share this video on your social media. They're trying to shadow ban me. Okay, that's exactly what they're doing. But definitely, if you all share this video, we can fix all of that. If you just keep sharing it, share it on your social medias, share it on your YouTube page. Just hit the share button and help the video to circulate. But definitely hit the like button if you would like to support the channel. you could definitely do that via Cash App, or you could do it by hitting the thanks at the bottom, the little heart that says thank you. You can do that, okay? Oh, if you would like to become a member, please do that. I'm gonna start updating my members because I think some things are about to hit the fan. It's about to get interesting, and that'll be just for my members. Okay, that'll be just for my members. So some of these people that like to steal content, they want to hear that they're gonna have to pay for it. Okay. All right, you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you later.